I see a lot of people do these monthly reset videos at the beginning of the month. And to me, I've always done stuff like at the end of the month. So when I go into the new month, it's like I'm going into it fresh. And I know it really doesn't matter that much because it's the difference of like a week, but I wanted to show you how I like to close out the month. And usually this takes me like a week or so to do because I do it kind of slowly. But first I like to start with doing like some sort of deep clean, just one thing. And this month that is going to be cleaning out the refrigerator. These are looking so much better, so much cleaner. Something I like to do every month is like reset things that I don't get around to during the month. So cleaning my makeup brushes and then also cleaning this. This is my prized possession. I depotted all of my eyeshadows and all of my bronzers, my powder blushes, powder highlights, all of that into this. And it gets messy. She really just needs a good clean, and I should be doing it more than once a month, but I doubt that's going to happen, so at least once a month. Something else I do as a general clean, but this is weekly. Usually this just looks like catching up on laundry, dishes, vacuuming, dusting, anything that looks like it needs it. I try to clean throughout the week, and sometimes I can, but other weeks I don't have the time. And it's nice to know that if everything's a mess, I can just leave it, because on Saturdays I'll do my weekly clean. Weirdly enough, this helps with stress. Cleaning daily is something that I can take off of my to-do list, usually. And cleaning today wasn't too bad because I was able to keep up with it the rest of the week. So I was able to knock all of this out in like an hour and a half. So once a month I like to do anything that's just like beauty maintenance. I've had a pedicure tub for 9-10 months, and in that time I've only used it a handful of times, and I wanted to change that. So I was like, you know what, this video is a good opportunity to start doing this monthly. My feet feel so nice. I didn't film it because like it was boring and also not for free, but I also want to be doing nails. I was looking up press-on nails because press-on nails never work for me. They're just way too long, and I found these and they're short, so we'll see how these work. I also got this glue that was recommended on TikTok. So I'm working on like a really small project pan, and I wanted to show some of my empties and also just things I'm getting rid of. So empties, I finished up this eye repair cream. I finished up this Burt's Bees pomegranate chapstick. Actually, it was almost done, and then the last little bit fell out onto the floor. So, and then these I have tried out and just decided I am just getting rid of. This is a liquid eyeshadow. I've never been able to get this to work. I've held on to it for like 5, 6, 7 years. I don't know why. It's going. This Ulta Beauty illuminating face primer, it does nothing, and illuminating just means glitter. Apparently, I don't like it. And then this liquid blush, I don't like this. It's oily and it just kind of like smears around my face. I also finished a box of Earl Grey. There were like 50 tea bags in there. I love Earl Grey. And then I guess kind of like, not something I finished, but a recommendation. I don't have any really good media recommendations, unfortunately. I just haven't watched or read anything that good. I am reading Mary Oliver's Devotions, just like every other girl, and it is really good. But I'm only a little bit in. But one recommendation I do have is this apple cinnamon tea. I love it. I'm probably gonna have some later tonight. I always need like a really good, really yummy herbal tea. And if you put a little bit of honey in it, it's amazing. Oh, I did finish a journal. This is crazy. I haven't finished I've finished notebooks in the past few years, but I haven't finished journals. I finally finished one. I started it like 6 years ago, which is crazy. I'm getting back into journaling. Oh, that stuck on right away. That's scary. This one went on crooked and I think I glued my actual skin to the nail. And this one I didn't put enough glue on. But I think they look nice, like lengthwise and stuff. I thought I'd show you a little bit of what I'm panning for February. I'm of course panning stuff that I don't really use that often, like this foundation. I've been actually mixing this with a moisturizer to make it like a skin tint because the color is just a little bit off and it's too full coverage. So lightening it up like that and then lightening up the coverage is really helping me get through this. There's obviously stuff like that and like cream blushes and all that kind of boring stuff, but what I'm really excited for is the eyeshadow. So what I'm doing every month is I'm switching out eyeshadows. I'm working through them alphabetically based off of their names. So for February, I'm working through all the eyeshadows that start with A and B. Next month will be C and D, and so on. There are a lot of eyeshadows that start with A and B. So these are the ones I am working through this month. All of these ones on the bottom, and then also this one, I already got to 10 uses on that. The goal is to get to 10 uses on each of these by the time February is over. If I don't go to 10 uses, it'll just roll over to the next month until I get 10 uses out of each. So on top of that, this one over here, I'm just trying to pan in general just because it's one of those browns that I have like a million of. This black also starts with a B, but I also just want to pan it in general. I track my progress here. So a lot of them I'm coming up on 10 uses, which is amazing because February is almost over. Some of them I have not. I did look at the names of the other eyeshadows, and luckily this month is the month I'm gonna be having like the most eyeshadows to work through at once. It just sucks because it's the shortest month of the year, but from here on out it should get a lot easier. Also, for the very first one, I'm also trying to work through blue, which I have a really hard time wearing blue. So it has been a challenging month, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been helping me get a little bit more creative. So every month I make a new mood board, and if you watch my vision board video for this year, you already know why, but it's for my vision board. And it's a mix between a vision board and also just like a fun seasonal monthly mood board. And it's just going to be the wallpaper for my desktop. I'll put my past ones up here. So this was January's and this is February's. So within my Pinterest board called the 2026 vision board, I obviously have a section, one for January, February, and then March, but I also have different sections of just like different categories for the vision board. So for example, I have like studying, YouTube, reading, etc., etc. And I save stuff to this throughout the month. That way I always have new stuff to pull from for the monthly mood board. I'm drinking some of that apple tea I talked about with honey. Second cup of the day, very, very good. I'm taking this as an opportunity to start doing a new thing. This is my new journal. By the way, it's not new, it's just an old one that I haven't used. I'm trying to get through all of my journals before I buy a new one. We will see if I stick to that. But there's certain things I want to plan for every month. So things like seeing my parents, seeing my siblings, planning a fun date night out. I want to start a list for all of these small and like annoying tasks that come up throughout the month that I just like put off. You saw me like take notes from the books and put them into Obsidian, just like stuff like that. And off camera, I went to the BMV. And I know there's other things I have to do that I'm just forgetting about. So starting a running list would be a good idea. Finally, I have been doing this, but I haven't been really needing to, so I just want to be a bit more intentional with it, which is pick out a meal that I'll keep on rotation for the month. Not necessarily meal planning, because I do that, but more so an easy meal that I can just go to throughout the month. So for January and February, the meal was frozen dumplings in a bowl, frozen stir-fried veggies in a bowl, put water on it, put it in the microwave till everything's done, stir in chicken bouillon, soy sauce, and minced ginger. It was a good, easy soup. So for March, the plan is to make these like grilled veggie sandwiches. So I'm gonna like do zucchini, cucumbers, carrots, radishes. I'm gonna make like this cauliflower hummus that's really good. I actually need to go start that now. I'm gonna like make bread and everything for it. It's not quite as convenient as all frozen stuff. So this isn't great to just like keep on hand for whenever, but just as like a backup meal, a meal that's easy, you know, relatively inexpensive, I think it's a good choice. I need to go start that, so I will end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you had a fantastic February and you have a lot of exciting plans for March. Bye.